Well, I don't think we're yet to the point where a robot is going to do the CEO job. I think the research says that what's being replaced are not so much jobs, but tasks. And so I think no matter what level you're at or what kind of position you have in an organization, what you need to start thinking about is what are things that you do now that might be best off done by an artificial intelligence or some kind of technological tool, so that then you can spend your time doing that which only you can do to great effect. And I think that's something that needs to be studied. I for one would like to see how one works side by side with the machine and when that works, when that doesn't. An infamous finding in organizational behavior is that even though people are best off working with those who are complementary, who do the things they don't do so well, oftentimes that doesn't work because the input of the other is not valued. Now, how does that work with a machine? Will you be more apt to tolerate the alter ego when it's a machine and not another human being? Or will it be similar to an interaction with another human being? I think those are fascinating questions for research.
I think that a lot of people are afraid of the robots taking over, and I think that for some of us there's good cause for alarm. For example, my family is a truck driving family. My dad and brother were both truck drivers. It's really unlikely that we're going to need truck drivers in 5 years because it seems almost certain that the trucks will drive themselves. So there certainly is going to be some disruption. From an organizational perspective, however, I think the only reason to be afraid of robots is if you treat your people like robots. To the extent you're still living in an industrial revolution mindset, where what you're trying to do is force people to do repetitive things that you've already sorted out in advance, that's almost certainly the domain of an artificial intelligence and robotics. And smart firms have already figured a lot of this out. What I hope this does is signal a golden age for human emotions, or what we're really trying to do now is get the best out of people, which means inciting their positive emotions of hope, of excitement, of enthusiasm. And this leads to curiosity, this leads to innovation, and this leads to creativity.
The first robo-CEO, I think that's probably a very long way off, mainly because if you think about the job of a CEO, it's really to support others, to exercise good judgment, and I think there's certainly a lot of intelligence. I'm not sure we're there yet with artificial intelligence in terms of judgment. I think the things that a human being brings is more than just the bring to bear the knowledge. Right? It's actually how do I put together the disparate pieces, know which pieces to take, which pieces to wait. And for me, that's really the heart of what a human being does at this point that artificial intelligence does not do yet. Maybe it will someday, but not yet. So I think the thing that human beings do that artificial intelligence doesn't do yet is to take lots of pieces of information, know how much to weight each one, and how much to ignore, how much to take in. And that is the basis of judgment or good judgment in leadership, which I think is what artificial intelligence doesn't yet do, may do someday, but not yet.